What if the very breakfast you've trusted for decades, the warm bowl of oatmeal you believe is healing, your heart was slowly destroying your kidneys? After 60, your kidneys lose the strength to filter every mineral the way they once did, and the wrong bowl of oats can quietly push them toward failure without a single warning sign. I'm Dr. Johnny, and today I'm going to show you the 5 hidden oatmeal mistakes that turn a healthy breakfast into a silent danger for your kidneys. This isn't about giving up oats, it's about learning the small changes that protect your kidneys while letting you keep the comfort of your morning routine. So listen closely, because what you're about to discover could be the difference between nourishing your health and unknowingly harming the organs that have kept you alive for decades. At first glance, cooking oatmeal with milk seems like the smartest choice. You get a creamy texture, extra protein, and calcium for strong bones. It feels wholesome the way we were taught growing up. But for kidneys after 60, this single habit can quietly double the mineral load that your body has to filter, and that's where the danger begins. Take Margaret, a 67-year-old retired librarian. Every morning she simmered her oats in whole milk, proud of her heart-healthy breakfast. She topped it with bananas stirred in a little honey and believed she was giving her body the best possible fuel. Yet within months, she felt constantly tired. Her legs were heavier, and shortness of breath made even light chores difficult. When her doctor ran tests, her potassium and phosphorus levels were high enough to strain her kidneys. She was stunned. How could a healthy breakfast be part of the problem? Science gives us the answer. Half a cup of oats already contains around 166 milligrams of phosphorus and 147 milligrams of potassium. Add a cup of cow's milk and you nearly double those numbers. For younger kidneys, that's no issue. But after 60, when kidney filtration naturally declines, this overload can trigger dangerous symptoms: weak bones, as phosphorus pulls out calcium, irregular heart rhythms from excess potassium, and a steady acceleration of kidney wear and tear. The good news is that small swaps make a big difference. Margaret switched from cow's milk to unsweetened almond milk, and instead of bananas, she added apple slices with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within weeks, her lab numbers improved, her energy returned, and she could still enjoy her morning oats without secretly overworking her kidneys. But just knowing this one mistake isn't enough, because there's another hidden trap seniors fall into every day. It doesn't come from what you cook with, it comes from what you pile on top. And that's where the story takes an even more surprising turn. Even if you cook your oats the right way, the danger doesn't stop there. What you put on top can quietly transform a healthy bowl into a kidney overload. Bananas, raisins, peanut butter, walnuts. These are the toppings seniors love because they sound nutritious and filling. But for aging kidneys, they're like weights stacked one after another until the filter can no longer carry the load. Ellen, a 70-year-old grandmother, thought she was doing everything right. Her power bowl every morning included oats cooked in almond milk, then piled high with banana slices, a spoonful of peanut butter, walnuts, and a handful of raisins. It looked beautiful. It tasted amazing, and she was proud of how healthy it seemed. But slowly her body started telling a different story. Muscle cramps at night, occasional heart palpitations, and a fatigue she couldn't explain. Her blood tests revealed the truth: dangerously high potassium and phosphorus levels. The toppings, not the oats, were pushing her kidneys into distress. The science explains why. A medium banana adds about 422 millimoles of potassium. A tablespoon of peanut butter brings 111 millimoles of phosphorus. A small handful of walnuts adds another 98 millimoles of phosphorus and nearly 125 millimoles of potassium. Combine them all, and Ellen's morning bowl packed almost double what her kidneys could safely handle at her age. For younger people, that's harmless fuel. For seniors, it's a recipe for kidney decline. Her turnaround came with simple swaps. Instead of bananas, she sliced apples thin for crunch. She replaced peanut butter with a sprinkle of cinnamon and limited dried fruit to a few pieces just twice a week. Within weeks, her cramps stopped, her palpitations eased, and her energy returned. The oats weren't the enemy, it was the toppings she chose without realizing the hidden cost. But only fixing the toppings won't guarantee safety, because there's a trap far more deceptive. It doesn't happen in your kitchen at all. It starts at the grocery store shelf, inside those colorful instant oatmeal packets millions of seniors trust every morning. And that's where the real surprise begins. Convenience can be comforting, but for your kidneys, it can be a silent trap. Those colorful instant oatmeal packets with labels like maple and brown sugar or heart healthy look harmless on the shelf. They save time, they taste good, and millions of seniors trust them every morning. But hidden inside those packets are additives that quietly strain your kidneys far more than the oats themselves ever could. Harold, a 72-year-old widower, believed he was making a smart switch when he gave up sugary cereals and chose instant maple and brown sugar oatmeal instead. It felt warm, sweet, and safe. For almost 2 years, it was his daily breakfast. But slowly his ankles began to swell, he was short of breath on simple walks, and his energy slipped away. His doctor's tests revealed the culprit: elevated phosphate levels and declining kidney function. The oats weren't the problem, it was the additives hiding in the packet. Here's the science: instant and flavored oatmeal often contain phosphate additives, which are absorbed almost 100% into the bloodstream, unlike natural phosphorus in whole foods that your body processes more slowly. Each packet can also add around 250 milligrams of sodium, which compounds the stress on your kidneys and blood pressure. What looks like a harmless shortcut is actually a daily chemical overload your aging kidneys can't escape. Harold's recovery began when he switched to plain-rolled oats cooked on the stove. He flavored them himself with cinnamon, diced apples, and a drizzle of honey. Within months, his swelling reduced, his breathing improved, and his phosphate levels dropped. The difference was dramatic because he took control away from the packet and gave it back to his own kitchen. But just choosing plain oats isn't the whole story, because even the healthiest oats can still become dangerous if you eat them in the wrong amounts too often without realizing the silent pressure building up each day. And that's the next mistake many health-conscious seniors make without a second thought. Oatmeal carries a reputation as the ultimate safe food, comforting, heart-smart, and good for digestion. Many seniors believe there's no such thing as too much when it comes to oats. But even healthy foods can turn harmful when the portions are too large or repeated too often. And for kidneys after 60, that daily overload adds up faster than you think. Robert, a 74-year-old former marathon runner, prided himself on discipline. He ate clean, exercised daily, and wanted more fiber in his diet. So he doubled down on oatmeal every morning, a heaping cup and a half of dry oats cooked into a massive bowl. For him, it was routine fuel, for his walks a symbol of self-control. But within a year, he started noticing swelling in his hands, fatigue that lingered even after rest, and shortness of breath on hills he used to conquer with ease. His lab results showed the truth: rising phosphorus and potassium levels and a drop in kidney filtration rate. The very food he thought was protecting him was slowly wearing his kidneys down. Science explains it clearly. Each half cup of oats adds around 166 mg of phosphorus, 147 milligrams of potassium, and 5 to 6 grams of protein. Multiply that by 3 eaten every single day, and you're giving your kidneys more work than they can consistently handle after 60. It's not about a single bowl. It's about the relentless repetition day after day that speeds up kidney decline without warning. The solution wasn't to give up oats entirely, but to cut back. With guidance from a renal dietitian, Robert reduced his oatmeal to half a cup of dry oats just 2 or 3 times per week. On other days, he rotated in kidney-friendly breakfasts like rice porridge with vegetables or low-potassium fruits with yogurt. Within months, his energy improved, swelling decreased, and his kidney numbers stabilized. The lesson was clear: moderation isn't optional for kidney health. It's the safeguard that keeps a healthy habit from becoming harmful. But moderation alone can't protect you if you're unknowingly inviting hidden enemies into your bowl. Because even the healthiest-looking oat products can conceal additives that accelerate kidney damage. And most seniors never notice them until it's too late. Sometimes the most dangerous mistake isn't in your kitchen at all. It's in the fine print you never read. Many seniors trust anything labeled natural, organic, or heart healthy. But for aging kidneys, those words can be deceiving, because the truth often hides in the ingredient list on the back. Linda, a 69-year-old retired nurse, thought she was careful. She avoided junk food, bought premium granola, and stocked her pantry with oat clusters marketed as healthy. She believed she was safe, but during a routine checkup, her phosphorus levels were climbing and her kidney filtration rate was dropping. Shocked, she brought her favorite granola to her dietitian. There, hidden among the ingredients, were multiple phosphate additives listed under names ending in phos and over 200 milligrams of sodium per serving. These tiny words had been silently sabotaging her health for months. The science is simple but sobering. Inorganic phosphate additives, unlike natural phosphorus in whole foods, are absorbed almost completely into your bloodstream. That means every spoonful creates an immediate spike your kidneys must struggle to filter. Add sodium to the mix, and you not only strain your kidneys further, but also increase blood pressure, creating a double hit against your health. What looks like a wholesome snack can quietly accelerate kidney decline one bite at a time. Linda made the switch to plain rolled oats, creating her own granola at home with unsalted seed spices and just a touch of dried fruit. Within months, her phosphorus levels dropped and her kidney function stabilized. She didn't have to give up her favorite snack, she just had to take back control of the ingredients. And here's the part you can't miss: avoiding these 5 mistakes doesn't mean you need to abandon oatmeal forever. In fact, with a few smart adjustments, you can keep it as a comforting, kidney-safe breakfast for years to come. But the way you finish this story, the conclusion matters just as much as the beginning, because it's where small changes can transform into lifelong protection. When we look back at everything we've uncovered, a clear picture emerges. Oatmeal itself is not the enemy. It's the way we prepare it, top it, and consume it that determines whether it heals or harms. The first mistake was cooking with cow's milk. It seems wholesome, but for aging kidneys, it nearly doubles the load of phosphorus and potassium, silently setting the stage for bone weakness and irregular heart rhythms. The second mistake was piling on healthy toppings like bananas, peanut butter, walnuts, and raisins. On their own, they sound nutritious, but stacked together, they overload the kidneys with more minerals than they can handle after 60. The third mistake hides in convenience: instant and flavored oatmeal packets, packed with sodium and phosphate additives. These products deliver a chemical burden your kidneys can't easily clear, even though the cheerful labels promise heart health. The fourth mistake was portion and frequency. Eating too much or too often, even of plain oats, builds up a relentless pressure that pushes your kidneys to filter more than they're designed to manage in later years. And the fifth mistake, trusting labels without reading the fine print. Additives sneak into granola and oat mixes under unfamiliar names, turning something that looks safe into a daily source of strain. Yet what ties these 5 together is not hopelessness, but opportunity. Each one can be fixed with small, simple adjustments: switching the cooking liquid, swapping toppings, choosing plain oats, moderating portions, and reading labels with care. These changes don't take away the comfort of oatmeal. They give you the power to enjoy it without fear. And that brings us to the most important part of this journey, the conclusion. Because what you do with this knowledge starting tomorrow morning could shape the strength of your kidneys for the years ahead. If you're still here with me, I want to congratulate you. You've just done something many people never take the time to do. You've given your kidneys the attention they deserve. Too often, we only think about our heart, our blood sugar, or our weight, while the kidneys quietly carry the heavy load, filtering waste, balancing minerals, and protecting the body in silence. They rarely complain until it's almost too late. By staying with this video, you've shown that you care enough to take action before problems become irreversible, and that decision alone is a powerful step toward a healthier future. Here's the truth I want you to remember: kidney health doesn't demand dramatic sacrifices or complicated medical routines. It's about awareness and about making small adjustments that add up to big protection over time. When you choose water or almond milk instead of cow's milk, you're reducing the strain of excess phosphorus and potassium. When you swap out bananas and peanut butter for apples and cinnamon, you're giving your kidneys a chance to breathe. When you set aside those instant packets and return to plain oats, you're removing harmful additives that work against you. When you moderate your portions, you're respecting the limits of your kidneys. And when you read labels carefully, you're taking back control over what enters your body. None of these steps are extreme, but together they're life-changing. I also want you to recognize something else: you're not alone. Millions of seniors face the same confusion, the same quiet symptoms, and the same worry about whether they're making the right choices. Fatigue, swelling, changes in blood pressure. These can be subtle signs that kidneys are struggling, yet so often they're brushed aside as just getting older. By educating yourself, you become part of a community that refuses to ignore the signals. You become someone who can share this knowledge with friends, family, and loved ones who may still believe oatmeal or any food is automatically safe no matter how it's prepared. In reality, the small daily habits matter most, and now you know exactly what to do differently. That's why I encourage you not only to save this video, but also to share it. You never know who in your circle might be quietly suffering, just like Margaret Ellen, Harold Robert, or Linda in the stories we explored. One simple share could be the difference between someone continuing harmful habits or finally making the small changes that protect their kidneys. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This isn't just another health channel. It's a space designed to give you the latest kidney health tips, senior nutrition strategies, and medical guidance you can actually use. We cut through the confusion, avoid the scare tactics, and focus on what works in real life. By subscribing and turning on notifications, you're choosing to stay informed to catch every new piece of information that could help you or someone you love avoid dialysis hospital visits and the heavy toll of kidney decline. Think of it this way: every time you sit down with your morning oats, you're making a choice. That bowl can either be a quiet source of harm or a source of comfort and nourishment that supports your kidneys instead of straining them. With the tools you now have, you can choose the latter. You can enjoy your breakfast with peace of mind knowing you've taken the hidden risks off the table. And let me leave you with hope. Kidney health after 60 is not about perfection. It's about consistency, compassion, and small victories. Every time you read a label instead of trusting the front of the box, you win. Every time you choose a safer topping, you win. Every time you measure your portion instead of guessing, you win. These wins accumulate, giving your kidneys the breathing room to keep serving you well year after year. So as you move forward, I want you to carry this with you. Your kidneys have worked tirelessly for you every single day of your life. Now is the time to return the favor. Care for them with the same devotion they've shown you, and you'll not only protect your health, you'll protect your independence, your energy, and the precious freedom to live your life fully. And that is something worth holding on to.